Hi there, J.P. Laplante here from Laplante Guitars. Bending wood bindings is just one of the many challenges that you may have to face when building a guitar. Wood bindings definitely add a touch of class to any instrument, but they can be amazingly tricky to bend, especially if you insist, as you should, I guess, you insist on getting a clean and tight bend, especially in the cutaway area. Now, this is especially difficult with highly figured woods, which are often preferred for wood bindings. Examples that come to mind are curly maple and curly koa. Another example is ebony, which is a very dense wood and notoriously difficult to bend. Now, in this video, I describe a technique for bending these bindings that I think, and I hope, makes the job easier. For the lack of a better term, I call that technique an alternative approach, but it's probably more a composite of ideas and tricks that others may have been suggesting in the past. So I've split this video into two parts. Part one is what you're watching right now, and later in this part one, I'll present a demonstration showing what this technique can do and how it's done briefly. Part two gets into quite a bit more detail and deals with all the background technical information related to the technique. Now, if you're fairly new to the trade, I strongly encourage you to watch part two as well. If not, the information that you're going to get, in a few minutes, is probably enough for you. So, as promised, here's a short clip showing what this technique can do. In this video, I'm going to be bending a short piece of highly figured curly maple, about 80,000 millimeters thick, to a typical cutaway profile, and this in 30 seconds flat. So brace yourself, it's going to go real quick. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. There we go. Done. Now here's the piece that I just bent after it has cooled down in the mold, into the mold. Now I don't know if you can see very well, but I can guarantee you that there are no breaks whatsoever either in this tight bend or in the second one. Also virtually no spring back, and this is the typical cutaway into which this piece would go, and I'm sure that you can appreciate that the fit is really tight, no scorching whatsoever, and there should be no problem in gluing that binding to the binding cavity on the guitar. Now, for those of you who want to know more about this method, why it works, how it works, and why I prefer it to other methods, in the case of wood bindings, you're most welcome to watch the second part of this video. However, if you're just curious to see how I do it, let me summarize in a few points how it's done. First, you must soak the piece in household ammonia for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Then, wrap the piece in aluminum foil. I use the heavy gauge one, but the regular one would do the trick as well. Now, once it's wrapped, heat it with a heat gun in about 2 minutes. As far as the heat gun is concerned, I strongly suggest that you'll try to do that using a hair dryer. You need a decent heat gun, something that will go up to, say, 1,000, 1,200 degrees. And so heat it for about 2 minutes or so. Then position the piece into an appropriate mold, and as you've seen in the video, clamp it in place. Now wait 30 minutes or so and remove the foil. Once the foil has been removed, reposition the piece into the mold and heat the whole assembly again for 2-3 minutes. Then let the whole thing cool down. Now, for those who are happy with this summary, I wish you all the best and thank you for watching. And for all those other ones who are curious to see why it works and how it works in detail, again, I invite you to watch the second part of this video.